In this example, we want to input a sentence, find a code by taking the first and the last letters of each word in the sentence. So if our sentence is the quick brown fox, the code, I want to take the first letter and the last letter of each word in the sentence to give me my code. How would we go about writing the code in this example? Some of the things that I'm going to be looking at is to search each character in the string, and I'm going to look for a space. This is critical. Once I find a space at a particular position, let's assume that the space is found at position I, in order to get the character before, that will be at position I minus 1. And the character after will be at position I plus 1. Remember, I'm referring to the positions here and not the actual characters. To get the character, I will specify the string name, and then I will specify the position that I am referring to. So let's try and write the code for this. Let's input sent from edt sent.text. I'm inputting my sentence, and now I want to check each character in the sentence. So that requires the start of a loop. But I'm also going to create a variable called code in which I'm going to store each letter of the code when I find it. So I'm going to start code at sent, that should be out, at sent position 1. So my code, let's keep track of the code variable here. So the code is starting with T if we're using the example, the quick brown fox. Now I'm going to scan through, I'm going to search each letter in my sentence as we did in the previous example. For I, assign the value 1 to the length of the sentence. Do begin. And I want to search for a space. So if sent at position I is equal to, open a quote, leave a space, close a quote, then begin. So it has now found a space at position I. Once I find the space at position I, this is the space that I found, I need to get the character before I and the character after I. So my code is going to be accumulated. So code is equal to code plus sent. Remember, this at position I we found the space. So I want to go to I minus 1. So at position I minus 1 in sent, it's going to give me the character, the last character of the previous word. Plus, now let's go to the first character of the next word. So that's going to then be sent. We found the space at position I, so we're going to go I plus 1. End. End. So in this instance, when it finds the space, in this case it was at position 3, it will then get the character before, which is the E, and it's going to get the character after, which is the Q. Which is the Q. The loop then continues. It's then the condition is going to be true again when it finds a space at that position I, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, when I is 10, in which case it's going to take the current code, which is currently TEQ, it's going to add the character at I minus 1, which is now the K. So it's going to add a K to it, and then it adds the character at position I plus 1, which is the B. The loop then continues until it finds the space at that position, which will be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It goes to the character before, it gets the N, and the character after, and it gets the F. But as this loop continues till the end, there are no more spaces. So the one character that it was not able to get is the last character, since it did not find any other spaces. So in the end, we will then say code equals code plus. We'll get the last character, which is at position length. So I'm going to create a variable called len, and up here I'll say len equals length of cent, which you could have done directly inside of those square brackets. I just feel it's easier to understand in this way. Obviously, len will be declared of type integer. So this is how you would answer a question of this nature.